look at us in the industry, we'd be considered a gnat on an elephant's tail. Think about that for a second. So I'm going to give you some numbers that's kind of startling and some numbers that are going to be a little horrific when you think about it. There are two major companies that will become one brand in April. That is Breakthrough and Republic National. I'm going to tell you about a number, and all my numbers are going to end with B, not M, B. When they merge, they will become a $17 billion company. Now that's two merging. The largest distributor in the world is $356 billion. Think about that for a second. So if we are in this industry to grow, even if we became a $10 million company, we are still the size of a gnat on an elephant. So we didn't get involved in this industry for that reason. We got in this industry for the representation of our people. So whenever you go to a bar, whenever you sit down, whenever you go to a liquor store, and you make a purchase, you are made for something. So I'm going to give you one more startling piece of information about the industry. When you stand together and make a purchase from a company such as ours, we are the only family-held African-American distribution network in the state of Maryland. So think about that for 2 seconds. So when you go home and you don't see any of our brands, we're going to talk more specific in just a moment. You don't see our brands, we have no representation on that commerce side. So without further ado, just talk about the industry in itself and why it's the way it is. That's where we're here to make a presence and to give you guys a sample of some products tonight that will hopefully open your eyes to our brands. Understand that we are in the market to stay and to grow organically through this room and outside. Because some of you know someone who owns a hotel, who owns a restaurant, who owns a liquor store, who just drink. So we're going to give you some information to go home with that you can take to your local representation and say, hey, I'm interested in these brands. And if they're serious and they believe it's important like we do, they'll bring those in and we'll start that network with time. So tonight, let's talk about some whiskey, because now this is where it's going to make some sense. Tonight we're going to be sampling two products, a rye whiskey and a bourbon by a company by the name of Driftless Blend out of Baraboo, Wisconsin. Yeah, I didn't think anybody would get my foul. So, Baraboo, Wisconsin. Driftless Blend is not a person. It's not a fictitious character. My allergies, please. I get emotional when I talk about this. But Driftless Blend is actually a glacier that parked itself about 500,000 years above Wisconsin. And it feeds the lakes and the tributaries in the Wisconsin area. So the water and what we're going to taste tonight is going to be dealt with and built upon that river water from the glacier, Driftless Blend. The company itself has been around about 5-6 years, and the owners of the company you'll see on the bottles tonight, you'll see 2 fingerprints on either side of the bottle. Those are the thumbprints of the husband and wife who own the product. On the back of the bottle, you will see an impression of a windmill. That's a windmill that's on the property as well. The glass that you'll see that the spirits will be encased in tonight is actually French glass. So, ladies, if you were out buying perfume, the bottles in which we house our spirits in would be a representation of about a $1,000 bottle of perfume. So they've invested the money, the time, and the presentation of the product that we believe solely that it's an opportunity that you'll enjoy as well. Tonight we're going to start with the rye whiskey. The rye whiskey is what was founded, it was the first product that Driftless Blend came up with, and everything was based after the rye whiskey. The rye whiskey is going to have some more caramel notes, it's going to be softer across the palate, and it's going to finish very clean, almost with a velvetness to your tongue. We're going to pour very small samples because tasting is not based on consumption, it's about palate education. So get your samples to you. I don't want the curly eyebrow. It's just for taste to start. We'll move on to the bourbon. The bourbon's going to be bigger. Lots of black pepper spice. It's also going to have a big, oily, woodsy note going on. It's going to actually tell you I'm a bourbon. So tonight, if you are smoking a Maduro cigar, these will pair perfectly. If you're smoking a natural cigar, when you get to the bourbon, it's going to accentuate the black pepper spice. One of the things that I did prior to being here is that I was a cigar steward at Civil Cigar Lounge in Northwest Washington, D.C. for 5 years. I'm a licensed tobacconist with a specialty in pairing. So when we talk about this going forward, we're talking about how it first, flavor finish, and the accentuation of flavor based on the company of the cigar and the spirit. So without further ado, I'm going to hand the mic over to the man Anita, and we're going to go start pouring some spirits that you guys.